Only moments ago, New York has come under attack. Witnesses claim to have seen hundreds of UFOs. It's opening fire! Oh, God!
Invasion.
Do it bad, because we just have
So Yahushua, when he comes back, he's pained to come and take this place out. Why do you think the scriptures say that the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard? What type of devastation is it going to take that's going to make the whole world rock back and forth? Scripture said so great an earthquake as never was seen before.
Look. Are those stars? Oh my God. Stars don't move like that.
Okay, what the hell was that? Oh my, they're UFOs.
Hundreds of residents are reporting strange lights in the skies of Loud, North Carolina.
So you have to imagine the amount of anxiety and frustration that one has, and when you're able to let it loose without any interference.
At 1446 Pacific Standard Time, 12 different locations across the globe were breached in what appears to have been a coordinated attack by an unknown enemy. All breaches were along the coastline in what is a campaign of rapid dominance.
So you have to imagine the amount of anxiety and frustration that one has, and when you're able to let it loose without any interference, man, you better get out that person's way, you know. And Esau gonna try to head right to the Lord, and the Lord's gonna fuck shit up.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and this sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. And what I want to get into today, all right, dealing with a question that was left on the comment board. All right, you had a sister asking about Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4, you know, and I wanted to get the breakdown on it, you know. So Spirit had me while I was able to do some reading, you know, in that chapter, you know, about an hour ago. And it's a very heavy chapter. You know, and a lot of precepts came to mind, you know, just reading, you know, those first 7 chapters. You know, the Spirit gave me a lot of precepts. So that's why I decided to do a part 1, you know, because just in the first six verses, you know, I came across a ton of precepts. So, Lord will, you know, we can get through this first part. You know, Lord will, I can either do a part 2 or probably have to do a part 2 and 3, you know, but the plan is to get through the whole chapter and break down that whole chapter, because that's a heavy chapter, you know. The water, you know, for that sister for asking, you know, about that chapter, you know, that was very edifying to get into. And I pray that you brothers, you know, you sisters are edified by this lesson. So, I mean, let's go into the Apocrypha. All right. And we're going to get into it. So when you go to All right. So let's get on Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. All right, in verse 1. Make sure y'all can see. All right, so let's get Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 1. All right, and we're just gonna go through it. All right. Now, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1, it says, better is to have, all right, no children, and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with the Most High and with men. So when you read it, it'll tell you it's better to have no children, all right, and to have virtue. You see? And when you go into virtue, it goes into having a moral excellence. All right, because you go into a word, you go into the term moral, someone that has standards that are, someone that has righteous standards. Well, virtue is having like a superior morality. All right, having a superior morality of righteousness, in the way a person's characters is. And our forefathers were known, all right, for having great virtue, when you read the scriptures, because it said better is to have no children, because see, children are supposed to carry the legacy, of the fathers, but if you have those children and you don't have virtue, those children, all right, could do what, man? They could multiply evils in the earth, like the scriptures speak about with Alexander. Matter of fact, let's get there. Because it's gonna go into it when we go down the tube. I just want to get there real quick. All right. Well, our forefathers were known for having virtue, great moral excellence. Y'all remember when Joseph, the Pharaoh, here it is, Joseph, who was sold into slavery to Egypt. All right, so he was a slave in Egypt. He was in servitude in Egypt, but the Pharaoh's wife, was trying to sleep with Joseph, was trying to have sex with Joseph, and he wouldn't do it. Why? Because he had a virtue. He had an excellent morale about himself, and he wouldn't do it. You see? They show virtue. All right. When you go into the way Apostle Paul was being brought before the courts, by the Jews, but the Apostle Paul would never, say anything that would incriminate the same people that were trying to kill him, man. He showed virtue. King David, when he was on the run from Saul and he had opportunity to kill Saul, all right, but he didn't do it because what? He said, "You the Lord's anointed." All right. King David showed virtue because all the hell Saul put King David through. All right. King David still showed virtue, and he showed a very superior, all right, excellent morale. All right. So when you get let's get that. You go to First Maccabees 1:1. All right. So this is First Maccabees 1:7 says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. You see? So having children, that doesn't signify a good thing, just having children. The thing is to have children to have virtue. And even if a man has no children but has virtue, well, he can have a legacy that can influence a generation. You see? Because even if King David didn't have children, he still had a legacy that would influence a generation. All right? Then you go to Daniel. It's not known if Daniel had kids because the scriptures say he was a eunuch All right. So it's not known if he had kids, but his virtue influenced, all right, the believers. You see, Yahweh Shai, he didn't have children when he came as Yahweh Shai, but his legacy, his virtue, what did it do? It influenced a whole generation of Israelites, man. You see? Apostle Paul, we don't know if he had kids, but his works, you know, his diligence, it influenced a whole generation, all right, of Israelites. You see? So you just had here, when the Greeks multiplied, wickedness multiplied. But you can have one Israelite man live a life of virtue, and it can influence a whole generation, man. You see? So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. I'm gonna go ahead and open this blue letter up too, because I wanna just get that word virtue so y'all can see it in the Greek. I was looking into. So I just jump back between the blue letter and the apocrypha. All right, so let's go back to First Maccabees. Wisdom Solomon 4, and read into it. All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, better is to have no children, all right, and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with the Most High and with men. All right, so we just went through how, you can have virtue and no children, and it's like you're immortal, because King David has been dead thousands of years. Yahweh Shai has been dead thousands of years. Joseph, all right, Apostle Paul, they've been dead, thousands of years. You see? But it's like they're still here through what? Their virtue that they showed while they was living. Their virtue made them immortal. All right? And it says, when it is present, men take example of it, and when it is gone, all right, and it's talking about virtue. It says the it is talking about virtue. When it is present, men take example of it, and when it is gone, they desire it. It weareth a crown in triumph forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. All right, so let's go from there. Let's go into the blue letter. All right, it says when it is present, men take example of it. All right, and speaking of virtue, and it speaks about how it weareth a crown and triumph forever, because virtue leads to rulership. All right, like what the Most High put the Spirit on us to be obedient and have this virtue, because the law, statutes, and commandments, and the teachings, of the Bible, all right, it influenced, all right, virtue. You see, like turning the other cheek. See, that's a thing of virtue, because that doesn't mean you walk through, the earth being a punching bag, or just being a pushover. All right. But someone cut us off in traffic, we're not going to follow them to, Chick-fil-A, all right, and hop out with the smoke. You see, we're maturing beyond that. All right, we're maturing into something else, man. That's why virtue is very important. So let me get. We share the blue letter, and let's go into virtue, and let's go into how it leads to a crown. All right. How virtue leads to a crown. Now, when you get the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, and starting in verse 5, and Peter, the apostle Peter is pretty much giving, the blueprint that's going to lead to salvation. All right, let's see what's one of the first things he mentioned. It says, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. So let's get that word virtue in the Greek.
Strong's G 703, arete, arete.
All right. It says virtue, all right, moral goodness, and it says any particular moral excellence as modesty, all right, purity, man. That modest spirit Yahweh Shah had, like they were trying to make him king, and he didn't want to be that, man, because he had a purpose. You see, because he was putting the nation before himself. That's a sign of virtue. Yahweh Shah putting the nation before himself. The Apostle Paul, through all those things, those afflictions he went through, he still had care for the churches. That was a sign of virtue. He received, 39 lashes across the back. All right, he was even stoned to death and came back to life. You see, that's how he got that witness of going to the spiritual realm. He been robbed, he been in prison. Jake said they weren't going to eat until they killed the Apostle Paul. But through all that, he still had the care of the churches, man. And through all the revelation he had, he never, was boastful. You see, he never was proud. All right. That was an example of virtue. Now, let's keep reading. It says, this is 2 Peter 1:5, and it says, and besides these, giving all diligence, and to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance. You see, which temperance goes to self-government, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. And it says, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that you shall not neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Verse 10, it said, wherefore, rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fail. For so an entrance, you see that, shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom, which is rulership of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So virtue is an attribute, all right, that the elect will have that will lead to rulership. That's why it says in Wisdom of Solomon 4, all right, it says when it is present, all right, Wisdom of Solomon 4:2, when it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it. All right, it weareth a crown and triumph forever. All right, so virtue, it says like virtue weareth a crown because that's an attribute of rulership, having a moral excellence, and triumphant forever, which is mean what? It's going to overcome, having gotten the victory, scribing. All right, remember that word scribing for undefiled reward. So let's get another precept. All right, when you go to the book of 1 Corinthians, all right, when you go to 1 Corinthians 9, Well, 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. All right, because remember it says scribing. And what did Apostle Paul say? All right, this 1 Corinthians 9:25, it says, and every man that scribeth, all right, for the mastery, you see that, is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. Yeah, speaking of these carnal athletes, they do these things to obtain a corruptible crown. You know, they show self-governance, you know, with their diet, with their workout, with their regimen, you know, with their sleep. You see? They do those things for corruptible crowns, the NBA finals, or, you know, the track meets or whatever, you know, undefeated boxers or whatever. But see, we do these things for incorruptible. All right. So we're scribing, and we're scribing, all right, with virtue and temperance. Let's get that word temperance. All right. You go to temperate. In the Greek, all right, it says to be self-controlled, continent, all right, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperally, man. All right, and within that is what? Virtue, to be able to conduct yourself, all right, to exhibit self-government, you know, knowing when you're doing too much, knowing, you know, when we not doing enough in the spirit. All right, discipline. You know, no one has to oversee our every move. All right, hey, we have developed a habit, or pretty much we have a lifestyle where we're temperate. You know, we're self-government. You see, no one has to micromanage our life or stand over us. You know, as we maneuver, but we have developed, you know, a self-government amongst ourselves, man. You know, and that comes with what? Scribing for the mastery, man. All right, which is rulership. You know, salvation. All right, for rulership. Now, let's go from there. You can go back to Apocrypha. So now when you go back to the Apocrypha and Wisdom of Solomon, let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 6, you know, because wisdom, all right, which virtue is included in wisdom, it all leads to rulership. When you get Wisdom of Solomon, no, it's Sirach 6, you know, just proving the point. Start like at 20, 22, 21, and just read down. All right, this is Sirach 6 and 22. Try to blow it up a little bit. It says, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. You know, because true wisdom is manifest unto who? The elect. All right. It says, give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy foot in her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Yeah, we're a slave. You know, we have become a slave to this wisdom, man. All right, a slave to this understanding. That's why we're here so much. That's why our brothers read so much, you know, even you few sisters, man. That's why we're around each other, all right, constantly sharpening each other in the spirit, man. You know, brothers are always constantly sharpening each other in the spirit. Because why? We have become a prisoner to this wisdom, man. You know? It says, bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. It's that discipline. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. And it says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last, all right, shalt thou find rest. And that's going to be rulership. And thou shalt, and it says, and that shall be turned to joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. All right. And it says, read 31 again, it says, thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor. You see that, like a king's robe. All right. And shall put her about thee as a crown of joy. All right. So this wisdom, this virtue, all leads to rulership. So when you read Wisdom of Solomon 4 again, and we're going to read on down. All right. Wisdom of Solomon. So you read Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 2, it says, when it is present virtue, men take example of it, example at it, all right? And when it is gone, they desire it. And that's talking about Yahushua as well. Because when Yahushua was here, you know, you had thousands upon thousands of Israelites that was following him. You know, they took example at his virtue. You see? And it says, and when it was, and it says, and when it is gone, they desire it. You see? Yahushua. You know? It says, it weareth a crown and triumpheth forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. And it says undefiled because through virtue, you know, brothers not going to teach false doctrine. Brothers are not going to scam, you know, the body, you know, try to extort you brothers and sisters for money, you know, try to sell you, you know, all these gimmicks and, you know, play all these games, you know, trying to teach but then have an ulterior motive. You see, this crown that the elect is going to receive through virtue is going to be undefiled, man. You know, that's why scripture say in Revelation 14, and if a brother can put it, I think it's 14 and 5 or 4, where it talk about the how the 144,000 will have no guile. All right, if a brother can put that on the comment board for me. But reading on now it's finna jump into, all right, why why having the multitude of ungodly kids. You see, why it's not good. Verse 3 says, but the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard lips, nor lay any fast, all right, foundation. You see, because even when you go into our law, let's get there in the law. All right, real quick. Let's get there in the law. Because that's why we had particular laws, all right, to prevent the reproduction of niggas, man. You see? You had particular laws that would prevent the reproduction of a damn nigga, man. I see in the West, people think it's harsh and, you know, the Bible doing too much, but the law made perfect sense, man. You see, because the Bible, the laws of the Bible dealt with putting things out before they became a big problem. This society just let things go crazy, man. You know, and that's why the society of madhouse now. All right, now this is Deuteronomy 21 and 18. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. All right, let me read this real quick. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 21:18. It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which would not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, would not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of this city and unto the gate of his place. Yeah, so you just have a stubborn, rebellious nigga for a son, man. All right, and they shall say unto the elders of the city, this is our stubborn, this is our son. All right, is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard, man. All right, so this nigga just wanna, enjoy all the resources of the nation, but he doesn't want to abide by the standard. Nigga probably lazy, didn't want to work. All right. So what happened? The mother and father will bring that nigga to the elders, man. And what will be the end of this guy? Verse 21, and all men of this city, all right, and all men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. You see? So he had that law was in effect to keep this nigga, because if this nigga had a son, he was gonna be like him. All right. I don't know if you brothers and sisters seen that movie, King Richard, going into Serena and Venus, all right, Williams, those tennis players, and their father, Richard Williams. But pretty much when they used to go play tennis, you have niggas, all right, they will give them a hard time, and sometimes they'll whoop on Richard. And one of the niggas that was giving Richard a problem, with his daughters, all right, he told Richard Williams, Serena and them father, he told him, he said, look, my daddy taught me how to roll up, he taught me how to smoke a blunt and smoke a nigga. And he said, I'm good at both of them. All right. And then because he was the one that niggas that pretty much they'll try to tell him leave the old man alone, but he was just a nigga. He kept messing with him. And even in that story, because the brother on El Karatazak, when I went out to Vegas a few years ago, he told me about, because he from Compton, but he told me about how, that really happened, way before that movie came out, that they dad used to have to fight so they can practice on the court, But going back to the point, that nigga that kept messing with Richard Williams, he told him, like, look, my daddy taught me how to smoke a blunt and smoke a nigga. You see? So pretty much his daddy was supposed to be put to death, and that nigga wasn't supposed to exist, man. All right? That's why that law was put in place, man. A nigga bred a worse nigga. You see? So when you go into Wisdom of Solomon 4, I read it, Wisdom of Solomon 4:3 said, but the multiplying broad of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard lips, nor lay any fast foundation. Yeah, and that's why you see niggas die, all right, 14, 15, 16, 17, all right? Most side getting rid of niggas, man. You see? Them niggas produce worse niggas, man. All right? So let's get this in Isaiah, man. Because what we have today, we just have Israelites. All right, you have thoughts producing more thoughts. All right, you have independent feminists producing more independent feminists. You have street niggas producing more street niggas. All right, coons producing more coons. You see? Well, the Most High finna cut it short. This is Isaiah 1:3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. And this is the generation of Israelites that we're, all right, living amongst. A nation that don't even consider. Our people that don't even consider. 2021, niggas still calling themselves black, man. African American. You see, after 2 Edomites. So when they have children, what are their children going to refer to themselves as? Black, African American. And what comes with that, man? A slave mindset, a defeated, you know, no standard, no inheritance. You see? Verse 4, it says, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. All right? A seed of evildoers. So we're in a generation that constantly produces wickedness. The multiplying of Israel now is producing nothing but wickedness, and that's why the Most High finna do the biggest depopulation, you know, the earth has seen. You know? Flood 2.0. It said, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are going away backward. Yeah, so every nigga that brings forth another nigga, the Most High gets more mad, man. All right? Every thought that is born in the earth, man. All right? Every feminist that's born in the earth, the Most High is pissed, man. So he's getting more and more mad as these niggas are coming forth, man. You know, from the womb. You see? And that's why he's just gonna open over great judgment. It says, why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. So it ain't even no point of putting hell on Jake, because they're gonna get worse and worse. They're gonna revolt more and more. All right? Because niggas are more degenerate than they ever been. The woman is more out of order than they ever been. You see? The alphabet community. Our people are more, you know, moles than they ever been, man. And the Most High finna cut it short. Now, let's get that in I'll get that in Jeremiah. All right. Because there's a generation that the Lord has reserved, generation of disobedient, rebellious Israelites that the Most High reserving for his wrath, man, that in the nation. You see? So when you go into Jeremiah 7 and 27, it says, therefore thou shalt speak, all right, all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer. And this is the prophets, you know, speaking to our people, man, you know, to Israel. It says, but they shall say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Ashad power, nor receive a correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up lamentations on high places. For the Lord Yahweh Bashem Ashad have rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. You see, and truth is perished from my people. You know, so they're producing children, all right, that have no truth. So the Most High, like, look, just prepare lamentation, man. All right. The scripture also telling in Jeremiah, teach your daughters lamenting, man. You know, because the Most High just finna bring judgment to that generation of Israelites that's rejected. You know, so them constantly multiplying, all right, it's for their destruction, man. You see? Now, let's go back into the Apocrypha. Let's get this. All right, so when you go back into the Apocrypha, this is Wisdom Solomon 4 and 3. It said, but the multiplying broad of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor deep rooting from bastard lips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken, all right, with the wind, and through the force of the winds, they shall be rooted out. You see, they shall be rooted out. It said through the force of the wind. Now, let's go to it. All right, because the scriptures liken the destruction, all right, in these latter times to what? This is Revelation 7:1. It says that after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. You see? So these angels are holding back these winds of destruction. You know? But it's going to be a time when they're going to be loose and see all these wicked, all right, seed lines of Israelites will be rooted out of the earth, man. You see, through this destruction, these 4 winds that's to come, ultimately the nukes and Yahushua, all right. But Jake is finna be rooted out. That ungodly multitude is about to be rooted out through destruction. It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants, all right, the elect of the Most High in their foreheads. And it goes on to go into the 144,000, 12,000 each tribe, and you know that multitude, you know, of, all right, the 1/3, the rest of the 1/3. You see, but the winds and the destruction is about to uproot, you know, these wicked seed lines of Israelites, man. All right, these wicked lineages of Israel. You see, it's gonna be some situation where every, you know, you might have this set of Johnsons in Pennsylvania. Their whole set of Johnsons gonna be taken out, man. The Most High is gonna get rid of whole seed lines because he did. That's how he used to get down. I mean, that's how the Most High, you know, would do some wicked kings of the Northern Kingdom. You have particular kings of the Northern Kingdom. The Most High destroyed every male, all right, that their king had, man. He destroyed the whole seed line. You know, I can't remember the exact account. And my brother remember, they can put it up, but the Most High, you know, one of them Northern Kingdom kings, he destroyed their whole seed line. All right. Corey and Dathan. What did he do? He destroyed that whole seed line. All right. And he's going to do it in America on a massive scale. Well, in the earth, you know, mainly here in America, but he's going to do that on a massive scale. He's going to get rid of whole seed lines of Israelites, man. Man, the Most High is not finna play, man. You see, everybody used to playing. The Most High finna get rid of whole lineages. All right, that's what he at with it. You know, and it says, This is Malachi 4:1 said, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly, all right, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." All right, they're gonna be rooted completely out, man. You know. Now, there's gonna be a lot of Edomites gonna be through. You see, you over here in America, there's gonna be a lot of lineage of Edomites through. You see, but this is mainly going towards Jake. You know, this is geared towards Jake, man, because those same, you know, seed lines that are going to be destroyed in wickedness, they're going to be brought back through, you know, the righteous loins of the elect. Now, when you go to Matthew, well, let's read. I want to read that verse in Wisdom of Solomon again. Then I want to get that in Matthew and bring home the point. All right, so Wisdom of Solomon 4 and I think it was 4 or 5. All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 4. It said, "For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken with the wind." All right, you just read about that wind, that destruction, and through the force of the winds, all right, they shall be rooted out. And what did, all right, John say, or John the Baptist say to them wicked niggas, man? Well, I'm gonna get them for the next verse. All right, well, let's get this in Luke. I got that precept for the next one. All right, let's get that in Luke 6. All right, that destruction, those winds that's gonna, you know, uproot. And you go Luke 6 and 46. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse, all right, 46. It says, "And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?" All right, the hypocrites of our people, man. It said, "Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded, all right, upon the rock." You see, the wind, that flood, you see, which we know Esau, Edom was going to come in as a flood. But see, those that are in Yahushua, that rock, all right, that we're built on Yahushua, which give us what? Virtue, temperance, faith, all right? We're going to be unmovable. But those that are not, it says, "But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built a house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently," all right? It says, "And immediately it fell, and the ruin of their house was great." You see, and their house also goes into what, man? Your lineage. You see, someone is of the house, you know, of LeBron. That would be everyone, you know, from LeBron's lineage. You know, his 2 sons, and I think he got a daughter or whatever. All right, but it's gonna be whole houses through. You know. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, verse 5. There's another precept for that. Hold on. This is Wisdom of Solomon, like in 4. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 5. it says the unperfect branches shall be broken off. All right, the non-elect. It says their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat. Yeah, because what are these niggas kicking, man? Trap culture, you know, harlot culture. You see, these are fruit, you know, of Christianity. This is the fruits of the tribes, man. You see, cooning, conforming to Esau, complying, taking the juice. All right, these are the fruits of our people, man. And it says they're not ripe to eat. Yeah, meat for nothing. You see, yeah, meat for nothing. All right, and what did John the Baptist tell them niggas, man? You know, it popped up, you know, when he was baptized. You know, Matthew 3. And this is Matthew 3 and 7. It says, but when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come, bring forth, all right, therefore fruits, meat for repentance, because the scribes and Pharisees, a lot of them were sellouts. They was coons. They was in cahoots with the Roman Empire. They was pretty much, all right, turning Jake out. All right, horrible leadership. So what they was producing, all right, it wasn't meat for repentance. Just like the scripture said, you know, they bring forth branches, unrighteous fruits, meat for nothing. All right, and the scripture say how what? The multitude is born in vain. All right, the multitude is born in vain. All right. Then brother. Yeah, the brother found it. The brother Gashan, he found that account. Now this Second Chronicles 22 and 7, it says, in the destruction of Ahaziah was of the Most High by coming to Joram, for when he was come, he went out with Joram against Jehu, the sons of Nishma, whom the Lord had anointed to cut off, all right, the house of Ahab. You see that? The house of Ahab. That means all the progenitors of Ahab, man. You see? And it says, and it came to pass that when Jehu was executing judgment on the house of Ahab, and found the princes of Judah and the sons of the brethren of Hazael, all right, that ministered to Uzziah, he slew them. So Ahab got his whole lineage, his uncle, you know, his brother's kids. You see, his brother's kids, all right, they got ran through. You see? And that's how the Most High finna do again on a major level. So all these wicked niggas that bring more wicked niggas, all right, and wicked women bring forth more wicked women. You see? Most High finna cut that out, man. He finna cut that out. He finna cut off houses, man. All right? Now, let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. All right. And this Wisdom Solomon, chapter 4, verse 5, it says, the unperfect branches shall be broken off, and their fruit, all right, and their fruit unprofitable, not right to eat, yeah, meat for nothing. It says, for children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses, all right, of wickedness against their parents in their trial. Yeah, because, you know, we had went into, you know, going to the mercies of David, you know, how their first child that him and Bathsheba had was on a unlawful bed, you know, of adultery, you know, and that child's death, you know, was a witness against their wickedness. All right. But when you go on a broader scale in the spirit, our people have what are committing spiritual fornication, you know, by idolizing pretty much the system, this beast system, which is rooted in idolatry. You see, and the products, you know, the offspring of our people that's in their mind frame is a witness against, all right, their wickedness, man, or spiritual adultery, man. The generation that our people are constantly producing, the offsprings and the mindsets of the offspring that our people are producing is a witness of the wickedness of our people, man. You know, and I want to show that. Oh, so like, I'm sure you brothers, you know, and you sisters have seen, you know, this video from the brother GMS dedication. I'm gonna play it, but this is a witness of the. All right, this is a witness against this generation of Israelites, man. What they're producing. All right, what you produce is a witness. You know. Run it back. As I know some of you brothers, you sisters might have seen this, but I'm gonna play it, man. And this is what this society is producing, man. You know, because whatever your mindset gonna produce an action, all right, and what that action is gonna be a witness of your mindset. All right, let's say you have, you know, we at a plant and we working a 10-hour shift. You know, and you got two guys working on the same machine. Well, yeah, one guy, it's all about, you know, getting the work done, you know, being productive. And then you have another guy who's slothful. Well, at the end of 10 hours, you're going to see the production of this man that had a mindset, you know, to produce, all right, and get the job done and get out of there, besides a nigga who was just there, man. All right. And at the end of the work, the production, all right, speaks against or for their worker. Just like this generation that our people are bringing forth is speaking against them, all right, and their mindset. Now, let me play this. I said this from the brother Priest Shakat down here in Knot Count, you know, GMS dedication. But I'm gonna play this and we're gonna end it here. Now this is from the brother GMS dedication, you know, Priest Shakat down here. All right, Knot Count.
What?
too. You bitch. Here, now. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I'm playing with you. Stop! Don't throw that. I got this kid. I'm not letting you lick the ball. 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 No, I'm not letting you lick the ball. No, I'm not letting you lick the ball since you want to be rude. Throw something else. I'm not letting you lick the bowl. I'm gonna keep on doing it. You don't let me have it. Yo, stop! I want the cake. This is why people calling you grown man. I want the cake. I want the ball. Girl, shut the fuck up. It's not disrespect if I don't feel disrespected, bitch. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all knew. My son, everybody that know Queen After Michelle know that my son cuss. I allow him to do whatever the fuck he wants. So, bitch, how was it disrespect? Bitch, like, what are you talking about? I let him talk this way. I want to eat. I want to lick the bowl.
So she has a monster in the background, you know, pretty much cussing her out while she on live, and she's on live cussing people out for saying that her child is disrespectful, man. You see this? This whole house, the Most High gonna destroy this whole house. Her, the nigga, if he's still alive, that made this nigga, all right? This whole house gonna be destroyed, man. You see? So if she keep having children, what is she gonna keep producing, man? And then you know she's having children by degenerate niggas. You know? That's why this can't keep going on. That's why the Most High is about to put a stop to this, man. This bringing forth of these monsters, man. I'm gonna let it play. And wait till y'all see this second little nigga. You know? And that is why you have particular laws put in place. You see?
Yo! I want the ball! I want the ball! And guess what? I'm still fighting for him in court. I want to let the ball. Thought I was still a goofy, looking dumb. Nigga, stop playing with me, nigga, looking dumb. Stop playing with me, nigga, I ain't had nothing in my bag. Nigga, you sound crazy, nigga. Pocket full of money, nigga, not how dumb do you look? Not look at him. Say hello to the live, sir. Hey, look how dumb you look, y'all. Look how dumb you look. Looking stupider than... That nigga looks stupid, just dumb. You look pitiful. You look pitiful. Because you think me and my mans was stealing? You look pitiful. Look at you. Look, you look so stupid. Do you believe how dumb you look right now? You look so dumb. You look so stupid. This shit crazy. You look dumb, nigga. You look stupid. Look at him, thought I was stealing. He ain't got nothing to say. Nigga, who? James? He locked up. James locked up, nigga. I don't know. I guess his name was D'Anthony, but nigga, I was told that his name was James. Nigga, I ain't tripping. Take me in here. Look, y'all see that? Office is being taped. I ain't tripping. Don't even trip, nigga. Watch this. Don't even trip. Look at him. Say hello. You look dumb because you thought I was stealing, huh? And then when you check my bag, I ain't have nothing, huh? You look so stupid. This nigga looks so dumb. He looks so stupid. He like, let me see your bag. Check my bag, ain't have nothing in it but a pocket full of money. Nigga, check my bag, ain't had nothing in it but a pocket full of money. Look how dumb you look. Oh my God, you look so stupid. And I got 20 viewers on here, so look at him. You look so dumb, dude. You look so stupid. That's crazy. With a pocket full of money. Nigga, let me show y'all my damn self. Look at that. It looks so stupid, dog. But my headphones. Nothing but my headphones. Looking stupid. How dumb do you feel? Out of scale 1 through 10, how dumb do you feel?
3 Boston, 1 Edward.
How dumb do you feel, sir? Out of 1 through 10, how dumb do you feel? So dumb as hell, huh? Look at him. Look, you got your arm all on me, like I'm gonna run away, like you was gonna chase me if I did.
Can you get LP to come over and open the office?
Man, I ain't tripping. Open the office. I don't care. I ain't still nothing. That's how dumb you sound, nigga. You know how stupid. Watch when my grandma get here, nigga. She finna clown your ass. She finna clown you. Look at him. Take your badge off, nigga. I'll box you right now. We at the what Myers is this? What Myers is this? What Myers is this? Oh, this the Myers across from the Lansing Mall, nigga. They accusing niggas of stealing. Like I won't bang this nigga head off. Nigga think I'm stressing or something. Look at him. Nigga think I'm stressing or something. Ain't stressing. Ain't tripping, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, nigga. Look how dumb you look. You look so stupid right now. Like, you look pitiful. You look pitiful for thinking I was stealing and now you ain't got.
And this was being produced. All right. And I believe with everything in me that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is not about to let that generation get old, man, and become adults. All right. Most High finna make a speedy riddance of the inhabitants, all right, of the land. You know? So yeah, that'll conclude, all right, that the first part. You know, we'll get a couple from the brother. All right, this is Nathan Yawasop. Nathan Yawasop. This is Jeremiah 2:21. It says, "Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?" And the nation is becoming more and more degenerate. You see, look at the mothers. You see that? Look at the mothers being produced. All right. So what you think the kids gonna be? Then the niggas is so degenerate. All right, that they having these kids by, for the most part. It's done, man. You know, it's done. It said Lamentation 4:3. It says, "Even the sea monster draw out the breast; they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness." So the Most High put a shark, you know, an octopus above, you know, the women of Israel, man. These mothers of this generation, man, for the most part, man. The majority of them are done, man. All right, and that's why the Most High is going to get root up whole household. And then what did little Jake say? Wait till my grandma get here. All right, she gonna go dumb, you know, because you know she condones everything this nigga does. He's walking around, you know, pocket wallet full of money. You know, he's a damn demon. So the Most High, grandma gonna get it, all right, and everybody within that whole, you know, fiasco, man. The second Ezra 9:22 from the brother Gershon 72. "Let the multitude perish then which is born in vain, and let my grape be kept, which is the elect, and my plant, for which great labor have I made it perfect." Man, the Most High, you know, has always been grooming the elect, you know, unto perfection. But see, you have a generation that was born in vain, and they hear the feel that pain, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. They hear just to feel that in the nation, man, you know. So that was the point. You know, I pray, you know, they was edifying to you brothers and you few sisters. You know, I knew I wasn't gonna get through with the whole chapter, you know, so Lord will, I could do a part 2, you know, part 3 if need be, you know, and Lord will, you know, it be edified. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abab, DTA soon.